Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm sleepy. How are you? Did you get all my little emoticons?
I saw a few of them. I was rebooting everything,
I know. I
the
know.
printer and the computer, and because the power goes out, so then you have to reboot everything.
Oh,
But we had it again this morning. We talked to Edison, and they said it's because they're building new houses, I guess, down the street. And I said, well, is this like an ongoing thing? And they said, no, they've just had issues. So they don't think it's going to happen again, but I hope it doesn't. So if I lose, I pray nothing happens today.
yeah.
I told them, I said, look, I've got, and I teach online classes, and I mean, I'm sure they're getting it from, they're getting
Yeah.
a million calls from everyone else, but they, they
Well, it
just,
helps to vent.
yeah, well, just to let them know, like, hey, I was talking to my husband about it, and I was asking him because we've got the hospital right down the street, the Inland Valley. And
Hmm.
he said, oh, they're on generators. They lose power
Yeah.
and they've got a backup.
Yeah.
So anyways, hopefully
That's a
it
cute
won't have
pup.
them. Thank you.
It's really cute. I like
Thank
the
you.
little things on it. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a comfortable top too. It's really soft. I
Yeah.
got it when we lived in Oregon. So I've had it for a while, but yeah, it's really soft.
It's
So
pretty.
thank you. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started, and hopefully we won't lose any power today. Yeah,
Let's hope not.
no, keep our fingers crossed. All right, here we go. So we'll start out. My eye is running today because of allergies, but we'll go ahead and start with some words. Get us going. Here we go. Back, might, every, being, here, use, next, love, copy, soon, however, because, until, price, better, today, believe, such, course, present, think, old, feel, information, best, note, amount, check, yet, many, never, put, great, possible, cannot, man, shipment, right, advise, enclosed, since, down, van, receipt, long, car, tomorrow, winter, sick, side, mean, direct, furnish, set. All right. I've got some initial consonants that start with GL. Here we go. Don't glance through your glasses at the glitter. My glum turned to glee when she got her glad rags. I would gladly be glamorous. The glue and the glitter stuck to the glove. Gladiators gladly glance at the gliders. The glider glided off the glowing glacier. A glimpse of the glamorous girl drew glances. The miser gloated over his glittering, gleaming gold. The glee club glanced at the gladiator. The glacial glacier gladdened the gleaner. The glare of the glaring glassware glitters. Glow, little glowworm, gleam and glisten. She gloated over her glandular globes. They glided glibly on the glassy ice. That gleam is glued to the gloomy. Glaucoma glazes any glamour you might glean. Glucose is glowingly described as glorious. All the glitter doesn't always glow. The glutton's gleam was glistening. They were gloating in the gloaming clouds. All the glory gleamed from the glossary that glowered. Being a glittering, glamorous model makes me glad. I almost came unglued when I glanced up and saw the glucose. The globe glittered from the glazed coating. The globetrotters were in their glory as they glanced around. The day was gloomy, and he was glutton for punishment. Having glandular fever makes your eyes glassy and glossy. The gleeful children glanced through the glass. The gluten flour has to look like glue to make gluten bread. The gleeful, no, I said that one, sorry. We glided across the glittering snow gleefully. We were glaring at the glowing, glittering blazes. He would gladly stare at the glamorous model with the glasses. She glanced at the glittering, glossy diamonds. Glittering jewelry is often made of glass and glue. The Glee Club gladly sang songs about the glory. Glenn and Gloria glanced at the gliders and gladiators. That glamorous girl had a glassy glare. As I glanced around, I saw gleaming glaciers. Glowworms gleam and glisten when it's gloomy. Gloria glides gracefully across the glittering ice. All right. Oh,
I need to ask you something. It doesn't have anything to do with this. I think I was either thinking of something or I came across something written down. How would you write something like je? You know what I mean? Like Jean
I would
or
probably write it as an initial J, like a J,
mhm,
or like depending on how they say it,
right.
like the genre,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
just do a,
Like how that's written maybe,
yeah,
or I don't know.
yeah, you could
I
write
was
it
thinking, yeah,
the way it's spelled, or
je, je. Not too many words start that way,
right. I know that's,
unless you would do the sound or so. I don't know.
yeah, you could
Okay.
do SH or the initial J.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I know that is one of those, it's one of those tricky ones. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're on to medical words. Here we go. Single bone, ascending branch, natural designation, slightly depressed, symphysis pubis, styloid process, cylindrical shape, longitudinal arch, sensitized film, mechanical, reclines, scar tissue, positive alterations, proper juxtapositions, drawing nourishment, green stick type, indirect violence, ambulatory traction, side view, considerable mobility, continues downward, spool shaped, face downward, glenoid cavity, metacarpal bones, fluid secreted, fluoroscopic method, opaque fluid, immediate effect, skin surface, develops frequently, infected areas, signifying usually, healing periods, inadequate fixation, and surgical incision. All right. Now I've got some common statements from attorneys. Okay. You're going to hear examine, which is just initial X, examination, either initial X, final GS, or some people do XAGS. Incompetent, IP, immaterial, IMT, telephone, TEFL, instrument, STRUMT, under the circumstances, UTS, under all the circumstances, that's AULTS, previous, PR long EV, court reporter, KRORP, some people do KRORT, indict, D long IT, dite, and indictment, D long IMT. Okay, so here are your sentences. You must examine all of the evidence carefully before you decide. Please examine Exhibit D, then examine Exhibit H. The doctor had to examine the patient before rendering his medical opinion. The examination of the documents took several hours. His attorney recommended a medical examination. Upon close examination, the diamond was proven to be a fake. She said he was incompetent and not able to make a decision. I cannot believe how incompetent you can be. The incompetency of the witness was evident. The subject is immaterial. Objection, Your Honor, immaterial. Whether or not he goes with us is immaterial. The telephone rang several times before the police officer picked it up. Did you talk to him in person or by telephone? The telephone call came at a very bad time. Which instrument was used to repair the hole in the suspect's leg? My doctor uses many instruments during surgery. My musical instrument of choice is a piano. Under the circumstances, I don't think I will arrive to the party on time. Well, under the circumstances, it is apparent that he is lying. Under the circumstances, I feel you have done a good job. I'm sure you did your best under all the circumstances. It is a miracle they found the murder weapon under all the circumstances. Under all the circumstances, he really blew it. When was the previous report given? At his previous job, he earned less money. What was your previous address? The court reporter is the lady seated to your left. The court reporter will prepare a written transcript of the proceedings. What time is the court reporter due to arrive at the deposition? When do you think they will indict him? The man was indicted for murder of another man. I know they will indict him after they hear all the testimony. The indictment came suddenly. What was the indictment for? The murder indictment was a sure thing. Okay. Now I've got some legal phrases. Here we go. Take into consideration exclusive judges of the facts throughout your deliberations. In our ordinary language, ascertaining the preponderance contributed to the cause. Provisions of the charge. Number of witnesses. Special legal significance. Alleged negligence. In and of itself. Evidence applicable thereto. Sole and proximate cause. As brief as possible. Presumption of guilt. Not meant to indicate. Corroborating evidence. Influence of an intoxicant. All right, names and addresses. Here we go. Melissa W. Snyder, Snyder, 124 Grand Street, Danville, Pennsylvania, 17821. Marilyn A. Powers, Powers, St. Luke's Hospital, 2900 West Oklahoma Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53215. Tony L. Bundy, Bundy, 1231 Meadowbrook Drive, Lafayette, Indiana, 47905. Timothy G. Goodman, Goodman, 401 South 2nd Street, Monticello, Indiana, 47960. Amy R. Bartell, Bartell, 1709 Russet Lane, Sycamore, Illinois, 60178. Kate B. Zeitler, Zeitler, 3852 Harbor Boulevard, Seaford, New York, 11783. Cynthia S. Traeger, Traeger, 4115 Healthfield Road, Rockville, Maryland, 20853. Patricia L. Stanley, Stanley, Route HC05, Box 702, Coburn, Virginia, 24230. Mr. Jonathan B. Long, Long, 20 Georgetown Court, Augusta, Georgia, 30909. All right. I'm going to do a continuation from yesterday. I started an article yesterday on vitamins and minerals. We did not finish it, so I'll start at 60, work my way to 100, okay? You're going to hear thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, calcium, iron, iodine, phosphorus, recommended daily allowances, also RDA, minimum daily requirements, MDR, and FDA. All right. Also, osteoporosis, mega doses, mega vitamin therapy, ortho molecule therapy, lethargy, and let's see here, scientist, copper, iron absorption, kidney failure, vitamin D, vitamin E, zinc. All right, I think that's it. Oh, selenium. Selenium. Okay, so this is definitely more challenging, but it's okay. We're just writing it phonetically. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to start at 60. Here we go. Among a large grab bag of proposals, 2 were particularly significant. One provision stated that the label on all supplements could list only those nutrients recognized by competent authorities as essential and of significance in human nutrition. These include vitamins A, B6, B12, C, D, riboflavin, niacin, calcium, thiamine, phosphorus, iron, and iodine. As for other vitamins and minerals that were regarded as essential in the diet, they were considered so plentiful that no implications should be made that they were of any value in the product by listing them with the other 12 approved vitamins and minerals. Another proposal called for minimum and maximum amounts of recognized nutrients to be set out on the label for both children and adults as recommended daily allowances, RDA, instead of the minimum daily requirements, MDR. The FDA gave all interested parties a chance to comment on the proposals, and as a result, they were forced to back off by thousands of complaints from the public, 15 lawsuits, and a special provision passed by Congress. The congressional order required vitamins to be treated as foods rather than drugs unless the agency can prove they are unsafe. The distinction is critical. Drugs are tested for safety and effectiveness before sales are allowed. Foods are regulated only for purity. The congressional order is still in effect, but the results of the physician's reports could be enough to satisfy the requirement for proof. The new look at vitamins was not initiated by the FDA. The agency instead joined an effort by a group of scientists and dietitians who said they were concerned about the growing trend of people making or taking mega doses of certain vitamins in hopes of preventing or treating illnesses. This approach to vitamin supplementation is best labeled mega vitamin therapy. Another less familiar concept is ortho molecular therapy. This branch of healing, used primarily by physicians, is rapidly gaining popularity and use. and is being presently researched. The word megavitamin means the use of large amounts of vitamins, so large, in fact, that they bear little reference at all to the quantities normally found in foods. Some megavitamin concepts are preventative and some are curative. The scientific community is concerned with the increasing notion that supplements can be used to prevent serious disease such as cancer and osteoporosis. The concern is not for the person taking a daily multivitamin tablet that provides recommended daily allowances, nor for people who may have a legitimate need for vitamin supplements, such as pregnant women and the elderly. Instead, scientists are concerned about normal people taking huge quantities of a single vitamin or mineral in hopes it will prevent some disease or cure some condition. One example, daily mega doses of vitamin C are used by many to prevent or to cure colds. While many people can tolerate huge doses, many scientists say that others suffer from reduced copper and iron absorption, encourages development of kidney stones and other complications. In some animal tests, huge doses of vitamin C have aggravated tumor growth. Similarly, some scientists say that overdoses of vitamin D can actually cause kidney failure. Overdoses of vitamin E can suppress the thyroid gland. Overdoses of magnesium can cause breathing difficulty, lethargy, and slurred speech. And overdoses of zinc can interfere with the body's absorption of calcium, iron, copper, and selenium. Left to chance, uninformed use, or more importantly, overuse of these ingredients may present health hazards. All right. Lots of great vocab in there. All right, so we're going to read a little bit where we left off from our jury instructions. These are opening statements regarding that case in Wisconsin. Okay, here we go. Count 3 charges the defendant with first-degree sexual assault by use or threat of a dangerous weapon, also as a party to a crime. Section 939.05 of the Criminal Code of Wisconsin provides that whoever is concerned in the commission of a crime is a party to that crime and may be convicted of that crime although the person did not directly commit it. The state contends that the defendant was concerned in the commission of the crime of first-degree sexual assault by either directly committing it or by intentionally aiding and abetting the person who directly committed it. The person intentionally aids and abets the commission of a crime, and that person is guilty of a crime, as well as the person who directly committed it. Person intentionally aids and abets the commission of a crime when acting with knowledge and belief that another person is committing or intends to commit a crime. He knowingly either assists the person who commits the crime or is ready and willing to assist, and the person who commits the crime knows of the willingness to assist. To intentionally aid and abet the crime of first-degree sexual assault, the defendant must know that another person is committing or intends to commit the crime of first-degree sexual assault and have the purpose to assist the commission of that crime. Before you may find the defendant guilty of first-degree sexual assault as a party to a crime, the state must prove by evidence which satisfies you beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant directly committed the crime of first-degree sexual assault or intentionally aided and abetted the commission of that crime. All 12 jurors do not have to agree whether the defendant directly committed the crime of first-degree sexual assault or aided and abetted the commission of that crime. However, each juror must be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant was concerned in the commission of the crime in one of those ways. All right, so we'll stop there. There's more. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started with our Q&A. Start off with an easier transcript. This is a depo. I'll start at 60, work my way to 100. And looks like defense is questioning here. Okay. All right, here we go. Can you identify any damage that you've described in either of the photographs? These, the scratches on the top of the bumper. Okay, we're going to have to do some look what I found. Okay, I'm going to take those original photographs from you and now replace them in front of you with laser copies of the photographs. Okay, I'm going to take one of them and write a little 1 in the bottom corner. Okay, and on the other one, a number 2. What photograph are you looking at where you see the marks that you've told us about? Number 2. Which picture of the page number 2? The bottom middle. Okay, can I take a look at that? It appears to be several scratches in a vertical fashion. Yes, right above the license plate. Is that correct? Yes. Now I'm going to show you, strike that. The picture you've just looked at, yes, and identified. Does that reasonably depict the condition of your vehicle immediately after the accident? Yes, it does. Now, I'm going to show you another set. I'm going to put a little 3 in the bottom of one corner and a 4 in the other. I'd like you to look at those pictures. Do you know what's shown in there? Yes, the Dodge Neon. That's the one that was in the accident. Yes, it was. Can you see in those pictures or any one of the pictures the damage to the license plate that you've described to us? This one right here, the top, that's identified as number 4. Number 4. And then you pointed to the top left-hand corner picture. Is that correct? Yes. That's the one of the license plate? Yes. What we see there are some blue or red markings at about the bottom of the numbers. Yes. Is that correct? Yes. That's the extent of the damage that you saw on the date of the accident? Yes, it was. Do these pictures reasonably depict the condition of both vehicles immediately following the accident? Yes, it does. I'd offer these to be attached as exhibits if you won't mind making additional laser copies of them. Sure. Did you get copies of these in response to production demand? If you haven't, let's just put them in the copies. If she orders a copy, she gets one. Okay? Will these be black and white or color? Color, just like that. Great, because I don't have them. Okay. Do you have any plans on moving in the near future? No. If you do move, would you keep both of us advised or, yeah, I have no other questions. Mr. Pangan, yes. Were you traveling at 40 to 45 miles an hour when you first noticed the stopped white Dodge Neon? When I saw the light, when you first saw the light, some 100 feet away? Yes. And that's when you pressed your brake? Yes, I did. Approximately how much time elapsed between that time, traveling at 40 to 45 miles an hour, and the impact itself? About a minute. So it's your testimony that it took you about a minute to travel 100 feet? Yes. When you talked to the police, were you truthful in your statement to them? Yes. You were not lying to the police officer? No. Do you believe that your recollection of events improves with time? Yes. So you believe that your recollection of this incident is better now, 2 years after the accident, than it was about half an hour after the accident? Yes. Why is that? Because of the state of nervousness. Sometimes you just don't know what to say, or you can't explain it thoroughly. So you were nervous, disoriented, and shocked at the time? Yes. You described the impact as a tap. Any reason that you were nervous, disoriented, and in shock at the time? It's because I've never been in an accident before. So what made you nervous, disoriented, and in shock at the time? Just the fact that it was my first car accident. Okay, today you testified that you recall being at less than 10 miles an hour at the moment of impact, because you also recall looking at the speedometer. Yes, you have a clear recollection of looking at the speedometer as you're sitting here today? Yes. When you were looking or talking to the police, did you recall looking at the speedometer at the moment of impact? No, I gave them an estimation. At what point in time after the accident did it occur to you that you looked at the speedometer at the moment of impact? A dream. It sounds like it. Do you have any knowledge as to whether the court dismissed the lawsuit or we, the plaintiffs, dismissed the lawsuit? If I recall, I think it was the court. On page 5 of the police report, under the paragraph entitled Summary, yes, here's a copy. I'm going to read from the middle of the paragraph. Due to the fact that V1, who is you, and V2 sustained minor damage, I believe V1 was traveling southbound on Promenade in the number 1 lane. Moving on to page 6, at a speed of approximately 10 miles an hour. Do you recall reading that when you viewed the police report in February of 2017? Yes. Could it be that that is where you received the estimate of 10 miles an hour at the moment of impact from reading the police report and the officer's conclusions? Using the officer's conclusion. Before impacting the Dodge Neon, did you anticipate an impact? No. Okay. Was the impact a complete surprise to you, or? Yes, it was. Okay. When you were pressing your brakes and they did not respond, did you realize at that second, I think I'm not going to be able to stop and I'm going to hit the car ahead of me? I actually thought I had a little room to spare. So at no time prior to impact did you realize that, unfortunately, you were going to hit the car? Yes. How many seconds? What kind of time estimate would you be comfortable with that you realized you will hit the car ahead of you? 5 seconds. During those 5 seconds, did you have an opportunity to brace yourself by maybe stiffening your body, holding on tightly to the steering wheel? No. Well, no. So what did you do in reaction to the realization that you will hit the car ahead of you? I was going to turn, but I noticed if I was going to turn to the other lane, I'd put further damage on their car. But as a reflex, you did not stiffen your body in preparation for an impact. Is that what you're saying? Yes, that may have been asked already, and I apologize if it had. How long did it take for the police to arrive at the other driver's residence after the accident? About 5 minutes of waiting. 5 minutes of waiting at the residence? Yes. So in total, how long was that after the impact actually occurred? After the collision. Probably took us 5 minutes to drive to school, and then 5 minutes to her residence, and then another 5 for the police. So about 15. Okay, you testified that the young occupant of the other car, the daughter, yes, was carrying a book bag or a school bag. Yes. Did you ever pick it up to know how light or heavy it was? No, I did not. Was the mother's feet on the couch when you saw her reclining on the couch? Yes, it was on the couch. You also testified that she was complaining of headaches, but then you said You couldn't actually understand her. So your statement is based on her hand movements. Hand movements or gestures? Yes. Did you or your parents take any pictures of your vehicle? No. Do you have any formal training in diagnosing non-visible injuries? No. Or informal training just by experience? By experience. What kind of training, informal training, do you have? Experience, like myself, or say family members, how they would react to pain. Just life experience. Yeah, that's all I have. I have no questions. We can go. Let's leave it on the record. And, sir, the court reporter is going to make up an original book. Normally, that's all she does. And then you're going to go to her office and sign it in her presence. Okay, but we would like to make it as convenient for you as possible. Okay, to avoid you having to go anywhere else or be more further involved. We're willing, upon your promise, to let her mail the original transcript to you and put it in an envelope addressed to me with postage prepaid, and that you read it. That if you have any changes, mark them down on a separate piece of paper, sheet of paper, identifying the page and the line number. Okay, of what changes you would make, and then sign where she has indicated at the end of it, and date it, and then put it in the envelope and send that back to me. Would that be all right with you? Yes. Would you be willing to do that as opposed to going to her office? Where would the office be? In Riverside on Magnolia. She can mail it to your house instead of having to go there. Yes, okay. See, we can require you to go there, but we'd like to accommodate you as much as possible and let you sign it at home. Okay. If you agree, you'll mail it back to us. Okay, but I still wouldn't mind going there. I'll mail it back. Okay, so then upon mailing the original transcript to the witness with the postage prepaid envelope addressed to my office, the court reporter will be relieved of her duties under the code. I will retain custody and control over the original transcript and have it available at all further proceedings. Will you be able to sign and return that and put it in the mail within 5 days from the time that you receive it? Yes. Okay. And then upon receipt of the original transcript, I will notify counsel for the claimants of any changes or corrections made within 10 days thereafter. So stipulated. Right. We'll go ahead and do some read back. I did get to 100. I read quite a bit at 100 there. Okay, I'm just stating this so I know we finished it. All right. These dumb allergies. I take an allergy pill every day too, but it's just out of control. All right, so this is a continuation from what we did yesterday for a read back. Okay, and you're going to hear Long Beach, alcoholic, Huntington Hospital, Pasadena, Mr. Carter. That's about it. Okay. Oh, as far as like phrases go, you're going to hear at that time, he was, you were, that's right, I don't, had you, no sir, do you remember, it was, in the, with you, at the time, she was, that is, I was, to go, she have, had a, do you know? Is that right? Did you have? Did he have? That's right. That's about it. All right. So first time will be at 100. And this is going to be defense. Here we go. And where was he working at the, let me say it. Let's start over. I messed up. Sorry. Redo. Take two. And where was he working at that time? I believe he was working in Long Beach. And you were going to drop your family off at home before you went to take him down to work in Long Beach? That's right. Had you had anything of an alcoholic nature to drink at his house? I don't drink, sir. Well, had you had anything to drink that day of an alcoholic nature? No, sir. Do you remember what day of the week this accident occurred on? It was a Sunday, sir. And what time had you gotten over to his house approximately? Oh, I don't know. It was in the afternoon sometime. And was your wife with you? No, sir. Where was your wife at the time of this accident? She was working at the time. Where was she working? Huntington Hospital in Pasadena. What time was she getting off work? She was getting off early that night. That is why I was to go home. Were you going to go to pick her up? No, she was supposed to go home by herself. Did she have her own car? No, but she had a ride. Do you know what time she was supposed to get home approximately? No, but I was to go home first anyway. I was supposed to meet her. All right. Well, at some time in the afternoon, you had gotten over to this Mr. Carter's house. Is that right? That's right, sir. Did you have all 4 children with you? Yes, sir. And did he have any children? He has 2. And you had just visited with him that afternoon. Is that right? Yes, sir. That's right. All right, so we'll do it again at 80. All right, here we go. And where was he working at that time? I believe he was working in Long Beach. And you were going to drop your family off at home before you went to take him down to work in Long Beach? That's right. Had you had anything of an alcoholic nature to drink at his house? I don't drink, sir. Well, had you had anything to drink that day of an alcoholic nature? No, sir. Do you remember what day of the week this accident occurred on? It was a Sunday, sir. And what time had you gotten over to his house approximately? Oh, I don't know. It was in the afternoon sometime. And was your wife with you? No, sir. Where was your wife at the time of this accident? She was working at the time. Where was she working? Huntington Hospital in Pasadena. What time was she getting off work? She was getting off early that night. That is why I was to go home. Were you going to go to pick her up? No, she was supposed to go home by herself. Did she have her own car? No, but she had a ride. Do you know what time she was supposed to get home approximately? No, but I was to go home first anyway. I was supposed to meet her. All right, well, at some time in the afternoon, you had gotten over to this Mr. Carter's house. Is that right? That's right, sir. Did you have all 4 children with you? Yes, sir. And did he have any children? He has 2. And you had just visited with him that afternoon. Is that right? Yes, sir. That's right. All right. Last time at 60. Here we go. And where was he working at that time? I believe he was working in Long Beach. And you were going to drop your family off at home before you went to take him down to work in Long Beach? That's right. Had you had anything of an alcoholic nature to drink at his house? I don't drink, sir. Well, had you had anything to drink that day of an alcoholic nature? No, sir. Do you remember what day of the week this accident occurred on? It was a Sunday, sir. And what time had you gotten over to his house approximately? Oh, I don't know. It was in the afternoon sometime. And was your wife with you? No, sir. Where was your wife at the time of this accident? She was working at the time. Where was she working? Huntington Hospital in Pasadena. What time was she getting off work? She was getting off early that night. That is why I was to go home. Were you going to go to pick her up? No, she was supposed to go home by herself. Did she have her own car? No, but she had a ride. Do you know what time she was supposed to get home approximately? No, but I was to go home first anyway. I was supposed to meet her. All right. Well, at some time in the afternoon, you had gotten over to this Mr. Carter's house. Is that right? That's right, sir. Did you have all four children with you? Yes, sir. And did he have any children? He has two. And you had just visited with him that afternoon. Is that right? Yes, sir. That's right. How was that?
Oh, 60 was best today.
It was best today.
I feel tired and sluggish.
Oh, well, you let me know when you find your spot.
I'm there.
All right.
We can go back and forth if you want.
Okay. All right. I'll take the first one if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
So, question. And where was he working at that time? Answer. I believe he was working in Long Beach.
Question. And you were going to drop your family off at home before you went to take him down to work in Long Beach? Answer. That's right.
Question. Had you had anything of an alcoholic nature to drink at his house? Answer. I don't drink, sir.
Question. Well, had you had anything to drink that day of an alcoholic nature? Answer, no, sir.
Um, for alcoholic, did you just do KHOL, come back for IK?
Yeah.
Good. Very good. Question. Do you remember what day of the week this accident occurred on? Answer. It was a Sunday, sir.
Question. And what time had you gotten over to his house approximately? Answer. Oh, I don't know. It was in the afternoon. And wait, it was in the afternoon sometime.
Perfect. Question. And was your wife with you? Answer. No, sir.
Question. Where was your wife at the time of this accident? Answer. She was working at the time.
Question. Where was she working? Answer. Huntington Hospital in Pasadena.
Question. What time was she getting off work? Answer. She was getting off early that night. That's why I was to go home.
Do you have that is?
I
Or
do.
that's?
No, I do. I have that. I have that is.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Question. Were you going to go to pick her up? Answer. No. She was supposed to go home by herself.
Question. Um, did she have her own car? Answer. No, but she had a ride.
Perfect. Question. Do you know what time she was supposed to get home approximately? Answer. No, but I was to go home first anyway. I was supposed to meet her.
Question. All right. Well, at the at give me a moment.
That's okay.
At at some time in the afternoon, you had gotten over to this Mr. Carter's house. Is that right? Answer. That's right, sir.
Question. Did you have all four children with you? Answer. Yes, sir.
Question. And did he have any children? Answer. He has two.
Question. And you had just visited with him that afternoon. Is that right? Answer. Yes, sir. That's right. Great
Yay.
job. Great job.
Oh, I'm just going to go with slow attorneys.
Yes, tell them they can't go any faster than a certain speed.
I'm going to work with sloths. You have to watch Zootopia. You really do.
Oh,
You're going to crack up.
oh my goodness. Yes, I want to see that. I should look to see if it's on Netflix. It probably isn't.
I'm sure it
You
is.
think it is? Okay, I'll have to look.
Yeah,
'Cause
I don't know. I don't know, but you could try.
I miss the old fashioned go to the video store and rent a video, you
So
know?
do I.
Okay,
So
are
do
we just so
I.
old fashioned or what?
We're old school.
But I just
I
do.
know
I
there's
miss
just
that. I miss going up and down the aisles going, oh, I want to see that and that. And,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I know. And then being disappointed when they were out of something, remember? And
yes,
it's like, oh man. Or did you ever I can remember if it was like a brand new one, you would kind of wait at the front for somebody to return one, and it's like, I'm getting it,
yes.
and you'd wait a little bit for it. Wow, those were
Yep.
the days.
I know. And I know they have the red box, but they only have like the newer releases. They don't
Yeah,
have anything, you know, anything that's really old. So it's
yeah.
nice to go back to the oldies and rent stuff. And so,
Hang on one second. What? Okay. All right. I love you. Be careful. Okay. Adam
No.
bought a bike the other day,
Oh,
so
fun.
he's going to ride down to the Target shopping center.
Nice.
Poor
Nice.
Bilbo. Bilbo's in his cage right now going like this, like, where are you
Oh,
going?
yeah. Are you gonna take me?
Yeah. Oh, so
Oh.
funny.
Did
So
Kelsey, did she get, I think last time I talked to you, she was applying for a job.
she she actually, I don't know if I told you about this. I was telling Robert about it yesterday. She applied for a job where it's seasonal in Yellowstone, where
Ooh.
she works in like a visitor center or a store, and they pay for her room and board.
Ooh.
So she has an over the phone interview today at
Oh.
1 o'clock, I think it is. So
So
I'm
for like a
hoping that
summer
she'll get
thing?
it. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that would be
yeah.
amazing.
Wouldn't it?
Yes.
Wouldn't that just be the neatest
Yes.
thing? Yeah.
That would be really neat. Very.
Yep.
I know, and this isn't, Yellowstone, but kind of along the same lines. My daughter's friend got a job with Disney and they provided room and board. They stayed in like little, places, and it was really neat, and she worked, I think it was like a year commitment. And,
Doing what?
um, and it wasn't just working rides. I mean, she kind of like floated all around, and I don't know. She was big into ASB in high school, so that really
Hmm.
helped her to get in. But it was like a year long commitment, and they paid her, and she stayed in housing that was by Disneyland.
Oh,
And
okay. So at the park.
oh yeah, yeah,
Huh.
she loved it. Like she was sad when it was over. I mean, she could have. She's from Oregon, and she went back, but it was just really neat because she kind of floated around and did all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll have to send you some pictures of it, but I don't know how hard it is to get that position. But I thought, wow, that would just be so, if you were a single
Hmm.
person and,
Hmm.
you wanted that
Yeah.
experience and
Oh,
she,
yeah.
she did. Yeah. It was really cool, really neat. So, and they paid her. So, I just remember Brooklyn saying she would float around and do different things.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
I don't
That
know.
is fun. It doesn't necessarily have to be rides. It can
Yeah.
be, just like an entertainer or
Yes.
somebody that you dress up, or even one of the characters. I mean,
Right.
our my band director in high school, I was in drill team, and our band director had been a character at Disneyland, and I'm sure that he did I think he did Tigger one time, but he did Winnie the Pooh, and his wife at the time was like a little petite blonde, and she had been Alice in Wonderland. But they did other things, because he was a musician, and
Yeah.
so he dress up in, I guess, like in Carnation Square, how they wear like they look like Dick Van Dyke and Mary
Oh
Poppins with
yeah,
the
yeah.
stripes, and yeah. So
That is, and I
yeah.
do know she did help a lot with the parades and
Hmm.
not so much dressing up, but just helping, get it all together going. And
That's really cool.
yes,
That's
she loved
really
it.
cool.
Yeah, I think had she not been from Oregon, she was homesick, and I think she wanted to get back home after a year. But they offered her to stay longer, but she
Really
wanted. And I think now she
nice.
kind of looks back and regrets it, having to that she left. But she loved it. So, anyways, I was just thinking when you said that about Kelsey going to
Yeah, it's
the
like
national
it's
park.
you're single, you don't have a family, and
Yes.
you don't have to worry about a house payment or any. I mean, she's got a car payment and all, but what a great experience. And she said, on my days off, I could just hike and
Yep.
go all over. She's really nervous about the interview. She said, I don't like over the phone interviews because then they can't see my
Yeah.
and how I am and all. So I said, you're going to get it.
Oh,
You'll
that's
get it.
I hope so. Yeah, let me know.
I
Another
will.
thing I've heard is a lot of fun for young people. They hire um, on the cruise ships.
Yeah.
I think that
I
would
don't, I don't think she would like that.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
She wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
But oh yeah, a long time ago, long time ago, one of my friends from high school, I had, he was more like an acquaintance. He wasn't a great friend, but we were kind of all, was he involved in band? I don't remember, but I don't think so. But he was like a director on Princess Cruises. He
Oh,
went everywhere. I said, oh, I'm so envious, that he was able to do that. And because remember when the Love Boat came out, and it's just
yeah.
like, oh, wow, I want to do that. And
That.
yeah.
Well, and kind of along those same lines, my daughter's best friend that I was telling you that worked for Disney, you know what she's
Mm-hmm.
doing now? She works for an airline. She's a flight attendant. She loves it because
Oh,
she
nice.
flies all over. And so, I mean, Kelsey,
Mm-hmm.
likes to travel. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
you know,
She wants to do she just bought a camera,
mm-hmm,
and she'd like to get into filmmaking and all. But
mm-hmm,
and so my nephew is into photography, and she was talking to him a lot because, saying what kind of a camera is really good. So she bought a really nice camera, and she took some pictures, but she's letting all her friends know, if anybody wants pictures done, I'm not going to charge you. I need the practice. And she just went over to Harveston last weekend, and took some pictures of one of her friends with her dog, with
oh,
her Australian Shepherd, did a bunch of pictures.
yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, it's just, she's young.
Oh,
She's
yeah. Oh,
she's
gosh.
going to be 22 in June, and
Yeah. There's
has
lots.
her whole life ahead of her,
Oh, yeah. Got lots
So,
of opportunity. Yeah.
and it's so funny. We were talking yesterday. I don't know if I told you, we've been watching Grey's Anatomy, and I never got into it. And she never did either. She started watching it on Netflix, and then she said, "Come on, Mom, you got to start watching it." And she's still further than I am. We're
Yeah.
like in season 6, and I think they're like on their 14th season or
Wow.
something. So we've been watching it, and we saw this thing online. I guess there's this guy named Dr. Mike. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Okay. He's a real doctor, and he does internet things, but he's based out of New York. And he did we watched a thing where it showed him watching like the very first episode of Grey's Anatomy, and stopping it occasionally to say, oh, that's pretty accurate, that sort of thing. But then he's going, oh, no, don't use the paddles on him. He's not, you're going to kill him if you do that. And he was cute. And I'm going, Kelsey, you ought to, check into this Dr. Mike and everything. Oh, he's probably in his 30s. I said, so, and so she looked it up. He's only 28,
Oh,
but then she told me later, she said, I was watching something else of his, and he's pretty full of himself. I'm going, well, these doctors, they have this godlike complex, because they think I
oh yeah.
have, yeah.
They think they're smarter
So,
than
yeah, but he was cute. He
Oh.
was really cute. He's really cute.
Oh, that's
And he
awesome.
probably knows it,
Oh
It's
yes.
like, oh, I'm a doctor,
Oh
and
yes.
I can get any woman I want. So,
Yes. He
yeah.
probably knows it. Yes. And he's
Yep.
probably been told that. So
Yeah, probably so.
probably got a big ego.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think a lot of doctors probably do. So,
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yes.
well, let's do coffee.
Okay. My cram courses are coming up
Oh,
this
that's right. That's right. You
after.
let me know.
Okay. Yeah. After next week,
Yeah,
my test is next week. My cram
that's
courses
right.
are this weekend. Oh. So, but yes,
And then
after next week, I feel like I've got lot more free time.
jury duty.
Yes. I'm just, yeah. I mean, I love, as much as I would love to sit on it, next week is just going to be, it's not funny how it works. Everything is always all crammed into one time frame.
Yeah. Yep. When it rains, it pours.
Yes. Now, are you going to be able to come in tonight to tonight's
I'll
class?
try.
Okay, good.
I'll try. I may forget. Oh, excuse me. I am so sorry. I don't think I slept very well last night.
Well,
But
hopefully you can come in tonight.
yeah,
All right.
definitely.
Well,
Okay, Jill,
have a great day.
you too. I'll
Okay.
talk to you later.
Bye,
Okay,
Pandora.
bye.